Alright kids, let's talk about your instructions for Cabinet Battle number 3. First, I apologize for not being able to be here today because of drill, so I missed most of 6th and all of 7th period. And then if you weren't here on Friday, then maybe this will help you out and help you better understand the assignment. Okay, you've got a couple things on your Google Classroom you need to open. First off, open the Hamilton Whiskey Rebellion assignment slides that you turned in yesterday. This is not new. You're going to need to create a blank Google document titled Cabinet Battle Number 3, The Whiskey Rebellion. You're going to need to open today's slides found in Cabinet Battle Number 3, The Whiskey Rebellion assignment on your Google Classroom, link 1. You may also want to open your assignment from Hamilton Day 2. Those are the Cabinet Battle lyrics. You're also going to want a tab for a website called rhymezone.com that I will post a link with this video. So looking at our Google Classroom, the way to do all of those things I just said, first off, here's today's assignment and Hamilton Lesson 5. You'll click on that, and it will open this document that we will spend some more time looking at in a little bit. Other resources you're going to need, here is yesterday's assignment, Hamilton, the Whiskey Rebellion. I'm going to open my copy by clicking on it. You have your copy where you did the work and the questions are answered. That may be more helpful to you. Then scroll down to Hamilton Project Day 2. This is when we watch the rap battle videos, and if you click on Hamilton Day 2, here's a copy of the lyrics that may also be helpful later in the class when we're working. So besides all that in Rhyme Zone, you should have everything you need to get this project started. Here's the slide you're going to be working on today that you'll need to make a copy of so that you can edit. It's an outline for a rap battle. Basically what you're doing is you are writing Cabinet Battle number 3. We watched Cabinet Battle 1 and 2. 1 was about the National Bank, 2 was about the French Revolution. Now you're writing a rap battle about what we just worked on, which was the Whiskey Rebellion. And we'll come back to that later. As you're looking through your slides, you won't see this one yet, but what we're going to do at the end of the project is write a conclusion based on what actually happened during the Whiskey Rebellion, and that can be found right here. I've also included the rubric so you can see what I'm going to be looking for when I grade you. Your argument, how you gather and use evidence, and then just clarity and organization of your writing for the most part. Now here's what I'm looking for. At a minimum in each of these paragraphs, and they're not true paragraphs because it's formatted like a rap, you've got 4 to 8 lines or sentences per paragraph. It does not have to rhyme, because I know not all of us are super comfortable with kind of poetic writing. I know I wouldn't have been when I was a teenager, and that's okay. But it would be nice, and Rhyme Zone can be very helpful for finding ways to rhyme your words. Now each character you have to write for can speak more than once, but each character must have one main paragraph where, for example, Hamilton explains his point of view and provides reasoning or evidence, and then the same thing for Jefferson. If a character speaks more than once, the speaking portions can be shorter. So if you want Hamilton and Jefferson to argue a little bit, and you're having fun with this assignment, they can do that. Boasting, gloating, or disses can be included in this, but they may not include profanity or explicit content like you might hear in popular rap music, and it may not make up more than half the content. So half of this cabinet battle has to be about the historic issues. Half or less can be Hamilton and Jefferson going after each other. To find inspiration for this, I've included some additional resources on your Google Classroom in the Cabinet Battle number 3. First off, I've reposted Cabinet Battle 1 and 2, so you can listen to those and see how they were set up and how the characters interacted there. You can find those lyrics in this assignment, Hamilton Lesson 2, where we have the lyrics to Cabinet Battle number 2. You can follow along. After you've watched the cabinet battle, as you're writing, if you think it would be helpful for you to develop a sense of rhythm or beat or whatever, I've included instrumental versions of Cabinet Battle 1 and 2 that you can listen to while you work. So if you want to pick one of those to write your lyrics to, you can do that. Or if you're really enjoying the creative process, you can pick a totally different beat, or you can write your own to go with your program. So take a moment, pause this video, and why don't you watch these cabinet battles again to refresh your memory. Okay, now when you're writing, you've got your introduction, which will be spoken by George Washington. He has to go first. The first thing he has to do is announce the rap battle. This is not designed to be tricky. It doesn't have to be formal writing. This isn't an ELA formal argumentative paper where you're going to say something like, the issue in the early 1790s during the Washington presidency was the Whiskey Rebellion. No. George Washington could just come in and say something like, the issue today is the Whiskey Rebellion, or what are we going to do about the whiskey tax? Have fun with it. Don't make this more formal and harder than it has to be. Other things you might want to include from Washington, maybe some background on the Whiskey Rebellion, why it happened, what the two sides are. And you can find that in Hamilton 3 and 4, the whiskey tax, where you can see a summary of what happened historically and some primary source documents where Jefferson and Hamilton tell you what they think in their own words. Now, for part 1 and part 2, you can choose who goes first, Hamilton or Jefferson, or vice versa. Make sure that Washington tells the person who's going first to go first. Now, when you're arguing your point of view, well, what do you need to tell me? Well, basically, first off, how do they feel about the whiskey tax? And I'm going to want to know why. And then, what should we do about it? And tell me why. Look, you've just got 4 things to include in your paragraph. It is that easy to meet the minimum length for this. Here's an example of what Washington might want to talk about and what Jefferson or Hamilton will talk about. Now, they have different opinions for or against the whiskey tax, and they have different ideas about what should be done, but this format will work for either speaker. You can pause the video for a second and look this over if you want. All right, great. So that's going to take you through your outline of paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. If you want to have additional parts where they argue back and forth, that's fine, but we're not going to write the conclusion until next week. And then next week, we'll learn about what actually happened, and we'll write a conclusion based on George Washington's historic decision. If you have any questions, you can email me. I will be on a computer a lot this weekend, but anyway, I apologize for the inconvenience. I hope you have fun with the assignment. I'll see you Monday.